Hello, welcome to the stream. We're going to be continuing into the investigation of Chapter 1 of Project Eden's Garden. So, without further ado, let's get right into it. Let's hope continue works this time. It does, alright. Let me do what I did last time and look back over the tablet first. The victim is Wolfgang Akira, the ultimate lawyer. He was discovered in the boiler room on the underground floor. He is kneeling in the water, and his upper body is slumped over the concrete platform. Estimated time of death is approximately 9:35 a.m. What time is it right now, Wing Game? I know that the competition started at 9, so it couldn't have been that long ago. It still pissed me off, seeing everything except the cause of death listed, especially when I knew the reason why. The cause of death? Well, we investigated the dummy's murder. Or, the cause of death. When we investigated the dummy's murder, the tablet explicitly said she died from blood loss. But this tablet, it doesn't list Wolfgang's cause of death anywhere. Of course. Saying otherwise would make things too easy. The tablet information has been divulged in such a way that both the killer and the spotless have equal chance of success. Love the music. Tozu's definitely compensating for the killer, probably because they failed to hide their own tracks. And withdrawing information might be his way of balancing the odds. Bullshit rules. Who's to say they won't be abused? Regardless, Wolfgang's cause of death should be treated as the crux of the mystery. If I can figure out how he died, then everything else should fall into place. I could tell how he died the moment we walked in. He obviously died to electrocution. That's kind of just like common sense, or logic. Tozu Tablet 2 has been added to the truth bullets. The last pull of Wolfgang. Oh wait, nope. Be going with you, green text. It's all of the little lines. Eh? There's a cord in the water. Judging by the length, I think it's an extension cord. What the hell happened to the other end of it? There's no internal plug, just a frayed tip lined with black substance. Had the cord been burned? I didn't see this cord in the boiler room earlier, so it probably came from someplace else. One of the storage rooms, maybe? It wasn't always in this condition, that's for sure. All the items we've provided so far. Light bulbs, speakers, a fridge. They've worked perfectly fine. So what happened to this cord? And why was it even in the water? Alright, we had an extension cord. I mean, he had to be electrocuted. If it's any other answer, I'm not gonna believe it. Half the generator's internals had melted away, and what still remained was almost completely singed. Yeah, this was definitely the cause of the power outage. What could have melted the wires, though? It looked like a bomb had gone off in there.
That's...
Now that I think about it, during the game tournament. Taking a deep breath, I steadied my grip on the controller, pushed both joysticks as hard as I could. Huh? All of a sudden, the world around me turned pitch black. There had to be a loud boom right before the blackout happened. Or there had been. Similar to a firework going off, or someone firing a gun.
That's...
Did I ever hear the sound of the generator being destroyed? Nothing else near the dining hall could have made that kind of noise, I don't think. Alright, so it was most likely maybe shot with the taser? My assumptions are correct. The generator would have been destroyed around the same time the murder was committed. That's suspicious as hell. There's no way those two events aren't connected. but I'm also working purely off my memory of the boom. To be absolutely sure, I need to know when exactly the blackout occurred. Is there any way for me to tell that? Probably, but I have no clue where. Well, we have shrapnel, and we have a taser. Let's do shrapnel first. Chunks of something red were floating nearby the generator. Almost looked like metal, or maybe plastic. Were these originally part of the generator? The colors and materials don't seem to match though. I cannot tell what that is. It's not like a fire extinguisher, right? Shrapnel has been added to the truth belt section. Weird. Can't tell what that is, but we'll probably figure it out eventually. Taser gun. Pretty random thing to be lying around the crime scene. Definitely wasn't in the boiler room prior to the murder either. Did that mean the taser gun was involved in the murder? On closer inspection, nothing about the gun looked particularly strange. Had it even been used? Pretty sure taser guns dispense some kind of wire when fired. Nearby were some yellow pieces of plastic on the floor. They were the same shade of yellow as the taser gun. Had these originally been attached to it? I can't tell where they would fit the gun, though. Never mind. What's the point of making guesses when I can just get him to confirm? After all, someone who's a pro at wielding guns should know them better than anyone else. I mean, the plastic was probably over the, where the shot would be fired. Alright, is there... Ooh, wait, what's this? Nothing, apparently. I can! Alright, it's a knife. Why is there a knife? It looks like there's barely a cut in it. A knife? Why was the knife floating in the water? And the blade and string the bark. You could make something out. The unmistakable color of blood. There's no doubt about it. This knife must have something to do with the murder. Why the knife was here and not actually on the platform, I had no idea. Maybe a self-defense thing again? Or Wolfgang was the one that was originally trying to kill someone, and they said, "Fuck you," and killed him instead. Assuming the camera's not gonna help me. Yeah. Alright, what do I have in this room? Alright, so I can focus on the blood stain. We have the people. That's... Alright, so it doesn't look like there's anything else in the water. Let's move on to the blood. There's blood speckled across the floor. I didn't notice it at first due to the room's restricted lighting. But now, after my eyes have had a chance to adjust, it couldn't be more obvious.
I see.
Looks like it passed into the hallway too. I'd completely missed these during the blackout. Speaking of, to the body discovery announcement, everyone barged into the boiler room through this door. Yet the blood spots don't look smudged. I'm guessing they were already dry by the time any of us got here. In which case, could this be Wolfgang's blood? I mean, maybe? Feels... I mean, it could be. What time is it in the game? Like, when did he die? Did he just die? Did he die 10 minutes ago? Alright, is it gonna let me look at the body yet? No. Alright, go left to right.
Hello?
Winona, you're still here?
Seriously?
Is there a problem with that? Why does she need to frame everything I say in the worst light? I'm preparing to hold a one-on-one session with Ulysses. I was consulting him about something important before we were interrupted by this announcement. Is that what you were doing before the blackout?
Huh?
Repeat that?
It's simple.
The blackout. Were you still with Ulysses when that happened?
Come on.
You're not speaking any sense. There was no power outage. She can't be serious. That blackout affected the entire building. Unless...
Anyways.
Let me rephrase that. Where were you when the murder happened?
Sheesh.
Where were you? At Cassidy's game tournament in the dining hall.
Oh, really?
Really? Huh. Not what I expected.
Let me see.
Ulysses and I spent the morning by the large tree. We stayed up there up to and including the time of Wolfgang's murder. Sounds like she had an alibi then. As for the location she mentioned, I assumed this entire building complex connected to the other one. I need to reread that. I assumed this entire building complex connected to the one generator. But it made more sense for that tree area to have its own separate system. Hence why it didn't lose power. What about the courtyard, though? Was anyone there at the time of the blackout? Alright, Ava? Aren't you gonna investigate Wolfgang? Me?
Yeah.
Who else? Back when we mistook that dummy for a body, you poked it pretty nonchalantly.
Hang on.
That's different. I never thought it was real.
I see.
Now that we were finally advancing into the investigation, her cool composure has all but vanished. Typical, I guess. She can only keep up an act for so long. I mean, we already know he has an alibi, but what have you written down? The generator over there is partially submerged in the water. I think it would be wise to, stay on this platform. Was he worried about the water being electrified? Ava and I managed to stand in it way back when. I don't see why now would be any different. I mean, probably because someone's dead. Then again, the generator wasn't damaged last time. That too.
Damn.
Yeah, since Wolfgang is kneeling in the water, we should avoid touching him.
No,
You don't know for sure if the water's unsafe.
Huh?
listen to me.
Before you start making conclusions, you should experiment first. Saying that, Ava walked over to the pile of boxes and pulled out a light bulb. Oh, I see what you're doing. Sure enough, Ava went straight to the edge of the platform and threw the light bulb into the water.
Look,
See? It's not even lighting up. That means the water is safe.
Well,
I see. Then I suppose it's safe to investigate, Wolfgang.
Okay.
Are you going to? I think I will observe from afar instead. Now isn't the time to be listening to your nerves. Alright, so now I'm assuming I can talk to him, or I can look at the body. But first we're gonna talk to Jean. Ulysses does not look like he's doing well. Oi, take a whiff of the air. Ain't there something off about it? Followed his instructions and sniffed the air.
That's...
It smells like burnt rubber.
That ain't it.
'Cause of the busted generator, yeah? But that's not what I'm talking about. There's another scent. A real bitter one. You might actually be onto something. It's almost like cereal and rubbing alcohol.
Bad news.
Indeed. I'm suspecting a mighty chemical reaction at work. I've seen my fair share of travels across the sea. I'm no stranger to foul play. There's no stench worse than one of disastrous combustions.
It is how it is.
Thing is, I've got no idea where it's coming from. Really? This smell is supposedly that of a chemical reaction. Where else could it be coming from besides the busted generator? Unless Jean's conclusion about the smell is wrong? I wouldn't put it past him. That's not the, the image that I was expecting to see for that. I'm assuming it's from whatever the shrapnel is. You okay? You look like you need to leave.
Hi.
Why'd you move over here? It's,
The struggle.
I feel it's highly important we investigate anything and everything we can. As I moved over here to investigate. More like you didn't want to be near Wolfgang's body. What was the first for the investigation? Something other than fear appeared on Ulysses' face. It was curiosity. What is it? Look at the floor, in front of the door.
That's...
This? Yes.
Seriously?
This is just a small piece of scrap metal.
Do you think?
Even so, it's still part of the crime scene. It necessitates documentation.
That's not important.
Seriously? Something this small means nothing. Could have come from the generator or the pipes above us. Ingrid could have been carrying it for all we know. This guy. So much he could actually document. Instead he's focusing on some flimsy piece of metal. All the more reason to rely on myself. Rely on ourselves, but still put it in the notebook. Alright, I feel like I've given Boiler Room a good rundown. Which means... just yesterday, Wolfgang was talking to us, eating breakfast with us. And now he's dead. Who has the resolve to commit such a needlessly brutal murder? To go so far as mangle his body. I couldn't unpack it. I didn't know how to. This wasn't just some dummy I had to investigate. This was a real person. It was so far out of my expertise, let alone my comfort zone.
Hello.
Do you want to inspect him? Holy crap, did she really have to scare me like that? Yeah, I do want to inspect him. It's just the idea of getting closer to him.
Where?
I'll investigate with you. It'll be easier for both of us that way. Right?
Right.
Alright. Let's go to the body. Wolfgang lay completely still, his face frozen in a look of horror. His once bright eyes were shrouded in darkness, and his mouth was open, as if he'd been killed mid-scream. Ava's expression said it all. Wolfgang did everything in his power to make us outcasts, and make the worst of us at times. At times I even hated him for it. But this brought no relief to either of us. Wolfgang... what happened in his final moments that left him so terrified? Was it the realization he was about to die? Mulling over the what-ifs won't bring me any closer to solving Wolfgang's murder. Right now, my focus should be on finding evidence. And that begins by investigating his body. Can I look at the watch? I don't think so. Oh, it doesn't have the burns I thought it did. With the way Wolfgang had slumped over the platform, it almost looks like he had fallen on top of it.
Focus.
Let's see. Let me see if his palms are scratched. So I knelt down to take a closer look.
Huh?
I was right! I don't know if you can actually see it in the sprite, but it looked like it. Trickling out from under the cuff of Wolfgang's sleeve and onto the rest of his hand. Strange injury that looked a lot like a tree sapling. Was this a burn mark? When I looked at Wolfgang's other hand, I saw the same thing. Markings that seemed to extend down the arm.
The hell?
Ava, look at this. Let me see. Yeah, burn marks. That's really horrible. They look like gross little vines. Who inflicted them?
That's...
There's a taser a little ways away from here. But I couldn't find anything to indicate it had been fired. So the only other thing I can think of is the generator.
Is that really true?
Well, why the generator?
I know.
The thing has clearly been destroyed by something. Maybe Wolfgang got caught in that something, and that's how he died?
Not sure.
I'm not sure. The generator seemed too far away from where Wolfgang is lying to cause burns like these.
Look at this.
Plus, the room's water isn't conductive, so electricity couldn't have traveled through it.
Right.
You're right. Anything able to melt the generator's wires would have burned his suit to a crisp, too. Exactly.
Thinking.
I think Wolfgang received these burns outside the boiler room. There's just nothing here that could leave these marks. As for the actual place he got burned, guess we'll have to try and find out for ourselves. That is, if such a place even exists. Well, it's possible the generator may not have been involved in the murder. It seemed unlikely that Wolfgang made a detour for the boiler room after being severely burnt. After all, burns like his would definitely paralyze someone. Burn marks have been added. Yeah, I don't think I can actually see that from a distance. I think that I was looking at the kind of scratchiness of the edges of the fingers and like the model's hands, and thought, oh, those are burn marks. As for Wolfgang's palms, they didn't have any markings on them. Silly, must have fallen somehow. Why else would he be lying on the platform? Alright. Let's look at his blazer first. Wolfgang's suit was completely crumpled, a far cry from the once clean appearance. Water seeped into the pants, completely ruining the fabric. As I leaned in closer, I spotted a folded piece of paper sticking out from his back pocket. Is the meet me here thing? Though it was soaked, it wasn't completely destroyed.
Damn.
I really don't want to touch him, but... With my thumb and index finger, I snatched the paper out of the pocket. I didn't care not to brush my hand against the body. I gingerly folded open the paper, aware that some of the water spots could fall apart immediately, and found a message written inside. It had some very ugly handwriting. Do you recognize it?
No.
A lot of the text is unreadable. Whoever wrote this probably used a low-quality pen, although at the bottom of the page, fragments of the message were still visible. Secret, 8:15 a.m., boiler room, close the door. Doesn't this read a lot like a command? It seems like someone wanted to arrange a private meeting with him here.
I see.
Could that someone be the culprit?
Not sure.
8:15 a.m. It's a long time before the time of death, though. Maybe there was a struggle? Or maybe Wolfgang arrived late.
There must be something.
Either way, this message is definitely a valuable clue. It's our only insight into Wolfgang's movements before his death.
Well,
Well, now I really want to know where everyone was at that time. I woke up at 8:30 a.m., so I was asleep when the meeting was scheduled to happen. It's only 35 minutes before the tournament. Cassidy, Jet, Mark, and I would have already been in the dining hall,
Right.
setting up equipment.
That's...
As for the other students, directly asking them where they were at 8:15 might be risky,
where?
because they would wonder where we got the time from. Exactly. And I'd prefer to keep this note between the two of us. At least for now. I mean, you already kind of have a alibi for... This is horrible handwriting. That looks like cursive. Like maybe having Ulysses note it down. It's a little iffy, but if we have that, then it can't be fully destroyed.
Anyways.
Especially because I don't know how many people are going to believe us. Anyways, the thing about the secrets, what do you think that means? Well, not really sure. Could be referring to anything. Anything, huh? You know what it means?
I know.
I have an idea. The author of this letter might be talking about Wolfgang's blackmail.
Huh.
If they claim to have it, they could have baited him here without much issue. After all, Wolfgang asked us to meet with the person whose blackmail we had.
Strange.
A derelict boiler room is a pretty ominous place to meet someone, though. It would have been Wolfgang's first time here, too. So me didn't explore this floor beforehand.
What could it be?
How many people even knew about the boiler room, actually? I mean, it didn't seem like basically anyone in the group that we were with knew about it, other than us. Because when we had mentioned it, we had only said that we were in the floor, we were below here, we were the floor below. Jean most likely knew about it because he explored everything in the first night. I don't know how many of the others would know about it, unless they specifically went down there, which, how many people are going to look at the stairs, these dingy stairs, and go, oh yeah, let's explore down there, alone. Either he didn't see the super obvious danger in meeting here alone, or he did realize and just didn't care.
Right.
Does that change anything about what I said? Well, duh. If Wolfgang knew the warning signs, his reason for coming may have less to do with integrity,
You see?
and more to do with desperation.
Huh?
Desperation? To know the details of his blackmail.
I see.
It would stand to reason. If only Wolfgang had hidden this note somewhere safe instead of bringing it here. It would have been valuable evidence. I doubt he could have envisioned something like this happening. He was never really on his guard during the killing game, except around you and me, I guess. Alright, let's look at his face. There didn't seem to be any strange markings on Wolfgang's face. However, along his back and neck, it's a massive bruise. He might have been maybe knocked out then? I don't know if a bruise on the neck would be that, but, you know. That looks like a real bad injury. Almost his entire neck is discolored.
Damn.
Right. How did he get this on the back of his neck? Nothing around it seems to have left it. This might sound morbid, but what if it's a sign of his body decomposing?
That's...
Can a body really decompose this fast? It could, or it could not. It probably depends on the environment, as in the temperature.
Correct.
Cold places are generally better for preserving things than warm, humid areas like this boiler room.
Thinking.
Kind of like dairy products. That's a good comparison. A tone-deaf one, but sure. Wolfgang didn't have this bruise yesterday, at the very least. Okay, yeah, that's still way too fast for it to start to, decompose. I mean, if he died at 9:35, and it's X amount of time after that, it couldn't have been more than, like, what, 30 minutes? And that's still a stretch. I don't think even that would be close. Probably more like 10 to 20. If he did, it would have been super noticeable.
fair.
Yeah, true. Turning my attention back to Wolfgang, I caught something else on his body. Near the mark on his neck, but not directly overlapping it. A red dot? Is that a beauty mark? doesn't look like it. The skin around the dot seems to be inflamed. Reminds me of a popped pimple. This sort of wound you could easily inflict on yourself.
So,
Then you don't think it's related to the murder? It might not be, but
There must be something.
judging by the lack of scabbing, this was inflicted pretty recently. So we may as well keep it in mind. I mean, that could be from a taser, I think. That's how those work, right? They're those little stabby things. Is that it for this? Alright. Do we have more for these? There's another one. Oh. Alright, so there's a difference between body and blazer. Now that I think about it, the place where Wolfgang laid was odd. What were the chances he would end up here, between the only opening of the fence? The one spot where he could kneel over like this. It's possible he'd been trying to climb onto the platform before he died. It's strange why he didn't use the stairs, though. And even stranger that he was even in the water. That seemed to be everything I could gather.
hello.
Hey, Damon. Since we've inspected the boiler room, we should find the students who left and ask them for their testimonies.
Right.
They went upstairs to investigate Wolfgang's dorm, right? Yeah, because of what I said earlier. Victims' last known whereabouts are the best places to search for clues.
Okay.
Alright, let's see what they've been up to. Apart from collecting testimonies, there were 2 other matters on my mind. 1, getting Desmond to inspect the taser gun, and 2, pinpointing exactly when the blackout occurred, in case it happened at the time of the murder. Walked over to the boiler room door, which had been left slightly ajar. As I began to pull it the rest of the way open, I noticed it. The doorknob. Something about it looked different. Hey, Ava. The doorknob. I think it's been flipped. Flipped? Are you sure? Take a look for yourself. First time we woke up here, I'm pretty sure this lock was on the inside, not the outside.
Is that really true?
How would someone be able to flip a doorknob, though? I mean, unscrew it, screw it back in.
That's...
By unscrewing it, probably. Okay. Why didn't you say something earlier?
Huh?
What do you mean? This is the first time I've noticed it.
Is that really true?
Really? You didn't notice it back when you entered the boiler room with Kai? No, not even then. It might have been because of the darkness, or my own nerves. But back then I wasn't really paying attention to small details like the doorknob. All I wanted to do was enter the boiler room.
Anyways.
I know that makes me sound stupid.
Listen to me.
It's okay. I mean, I probably would have noticed the doorknob had been there. I probably would have noticed the doorknob had I been there, but that's besides the point. Alright. Anyways, this discovery paints an interesting picture. Since the lock is now accessible from the hallway, you could technically lock the boiler room shut without ever stepping foot in it. Meaning that if you wanted to lock someone inside the boiler room, all you had to do is lure them in and close the door behind them. Boiler room doorknob has been added.
Moving on.
Come on, we need to collect people's testimonies before the investigation ends. Right, let's go. Alright. Go with the body. So it was likely locked in, and then all of the chaos happened. A million questions rattled away in my mind. Followed Ava out of the boiler room. Actually, Ava, before we go upstairs, it's probably worth checking out the storage closets first. Why?
I know.
I found something in the boiler room that might be related to them. Judging by the length, I think it's an extension cord. The what the hell happened to the other end of it? There was no internal plug, just a frayed tip lined with black substance. Had the internal end been severed off and the cord burned after? Didn't see the cord in the boiler room earlier. The extension cord, we should confirm if it did indeed come from a storage closet. Okay.
However,
But first, I want to talk to Cassidy.
Come again?
You want to talk to her? Yes, I want to talk to her. Is that bad? She wasn't much help in the last investigation.
well,
Well, any help is better than no help.
Fair.
Alright, so I'll talk to Cassidy first, and then I'll investigate the storage closets on this floor. I mean, sounds like stalling to me. Talking to her, stop checking everything and then talking to her after. Suspicious. Cassie was pacing around the hallway with a finger on her chin, seemingly doing nothing.
yo!
Oh, hey guys! Sorry for not noticing you sooner. I was performing a super sweep down on this here hallway. It's a lot of words for wandering around aimlessly.
Listen to me.
Can you put your sweep down on hold? I have a really important question.
Okay.
Let's hear it! Just don't drag it on too long, okay? Gotta finish my sweep down before time's up.
You see?
Do you remember who attended the tournament? The game tournament? Huh. Everyone who's slated to join kept their word, so we had a full house.
What about...
There were 8 people in total. Jet, Mark, Grace, Jean, Kai, and the 3 of us.
Huh?
Something on your mind? Well, since the murder happened in the boiler room,
Well...
wouldn't that mean everyone in the dining hall has an alibi?
Ooh.
Ooh, that's a good point. Didn't even think of that. She's totally right. Also, since we split into pairs while investigating those rooms down the hall, every pair can vouch for each other.
Right.
Right, we all split up. What were the groups again?
Yep.
Jet and I were exploring Storage Closet B.
Eh?
Storage Closet B.
Check it out.
Mm-hmm. That's what I call it on the map. Or that's what it calls it. Does she mean the map of the Tozer trinket? I activated the trinket, and sure enough... See? Storage Closet B! It's also Storage Closet A, Storage Closet C, and Storage Closet D. These are definitely the rooms we explored.
I see.
In that case, Kai and I must have explored Storage Closet C. I remember it clearly. The 2 of us checked the closet above and opposite to the one Cassie searched. According to this map, and the only closet that fits those parameters is Storage Closet C.
Correct.
Grace and I investigated the storage closet directly next to Damon's. So we must have been inside Storage Closet A,
Yeah.
which leaves Mark and Jean with Storage Closet D. Yeah, that makes sense. Storage closet has been added to the truth bolt section. You know, Damo, since you're here,
Question.
what's the deal with you in the boiler room?
Huh?
What? When Kai told us party peepers about Wolfie, he said you 2 went inside the boiler room.
How?
The heck did you do that for? You were supposed to check out the storage closet.
No.
You're not casting suspicion on me, are you?
Me?
No way! As far as Cass is concerned, everyone is innocent until proven otherwise. I investigated the storage closet with Kai. We just didn't find anything inside.
Anyway.
Although we did hear someone run down the hallway.
Am I
Huh?
hearing you right?
For real? Man, unlucky. All that work for nothing. What's the plan now? Do we just, go back outside? Let's check out how the people next door are doing. Huh? Suddenly, I hear frantic footsteps echoing from the hallway outside.
Doubt it.
Weird. I don't remember any footsteps.
It's the truth.
I do.
Really?
Huh? Ava, Ava, did you really? I heard them while Grace and I were investigating the storage closet next to yours.
However,
I just brushed it off as my imagination, though.
F.
Guess me and Jeb must have been talking over him. Were those footsteps the reason you went through the boiler room, Damon? It's Damon, and yeah. They came from the direction of that room, so I wanted to see what the person was running from.
For real?
Fully? Really? I would have just chased after the footsteps. I mean, entering the boiler room after something like that? I weren't scared of a murderer hiding inside there? What I actually discovered wasn't much better. True. Then whose footsteps could those have been? I don't know why anyone would want to be running around those spooky hallways, let alone in the dark.
What about...
Unless... Oh, maybe they were looking for a backup generator.
That's not important.
I doubt it's that innocent. Considering the place the person ran away from was the crime scene. Those footsteps were probably the killer's. You mean fresh off committing the murder?
Right.
Fresh off the murder, or a bit after. Depends what time we went downstairs. Either way, whether it was immediately after the murder or not, for a brief moment, the only thing separating us from Wolfgang's killer were the storage room walls. It's creepy to think about. Footsteps have been added to the truth thoughts. Thus, bit by bit, the mystery slowly unravels.
My genius
No
is
need to
almost
thank
right.
me, till 'tis all in a day's work. She didn't even do anything. Alright. Now we look down the hallway. We look at these. We'll just go one to the next. Okay, this is storage closet A.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a look around. Let's begin to inspect the shelves. Glint of something shiny caught my eye.
That,
Okay. Ava, look. There's a rolling pin here. And handprints on it too.
Strange.
What are you implying? Did someone use this recently? And not for its intended purpose?
I know.
Look, can you see how the handprints are on the base of the pin? You aren't rolling much dough if you're wielding this thing like a tennis racket, are you? The pin's also really dusty. If it came from the kitchen, it would be clean like the other utensils there. So that's what maybe hit him in the back of the head? Yeah, agreed. Not only that...
Jeez.
Right, there's a dent on the pin too.
Uh,
Really? On the end opposite to the handprint. Can you see it?
weird.
Okay. Yeah, I can see it. Handprints and a dent. That's definitely not a coincidence.
Focus.
Could this pin have something to do with the mark that we found on Wolfgang's neck? If it was used to knock him out, it would not only explain the dent and the pin, but the bruise on Wolfgang's neck. How did it make its way to this closet, though?
Huh?
What do you mean? How did the pin make its way to the storage closet after the killer used it? Oh,
There must be
I
something.
mean, if the footsteps kind I heard were the killers, they probably chucked the pin here on their way out.
Absolutely not.
No, that's not what happened.
Huh?
If the killer entered the closet and hid the rolling pin,
Listen to me.
Grace and I would have seen them. Crap. Of course, she and Grace were investigating the closet at the time. Would the killer place the pin here before any of us came downstairs?
Save it.
If they were out in the hallway, why didn't they use that as their chance to escape? Damn it. She's right about that too. Could this rolling pin really be unrelated? But it lines up so well with the other evidence. Steel rolling pin.
Moving on.
Okay, I don't think there's anything else in this room. Let's keep investigating. One moment she's speaking nonsense, the next she's totally coherent. I don't think I'll ever understand this girl. Alright. Let's head over to the oh, what's this? Oh, hey, propane tanks. This is storage closet D.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mark and Jean explored this one. Let's see what I can find here. Is there anything weird about this room?
That's...
I think I see something behind this pile of boxes. So my tiptoes get a better look, and...
Jeez.
Ah, so they really are here.
Well,
Let's hear. Extension cords, a whole bunch of them.
strange.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, these are definitely the same type of cord I saw in the boiler room. Only difference is these still have their other half intact. Huh. The internal plugs are pretty slim in comparison to the other kind of cord. The fact these cords match the ones in the boiler means the killer must have rummaged through these closets for equipment. For what reason they needed the cord, I have no idea. But this was still a step in the right direction. Besides the box and the cord, something about this room is standing out to me.
So,
Do you want to move on?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go. I still say that the shrapnel could have been one of the fire extinguishers. We know there are a handful here. We don't know how many there.
interesting.
Map says this is
Right.
passage.
Look,
Eh?
See what? Oh, wait. Here, look. Views are turned. Yeah? This is. I think I know what it is.
Yeah.
I turned on the generator, right? The one you were referring to during the blackout.
correct.
Didn't I walk in here already? Yeah, exactly. Since I've explored these rooms before, I knew which one of them had the backup generator.
That's...
This close as the backup generator? Wouldn't that mean the ones who restored the power?
Thinking.
Well, if
thinking.
Cassie and Jet were the only people who entered this room, then they're the people who brought the power back. Damn, I'm surprised those two actually knew how to navigate a generator. Are we just kind of skipping over that bit? Seems to be all to this closet. Alright. Is that it for the closets? I'm just gonna like scan check each thing. This is the closet kinda explored. I feel like I already walked in here. Why is it giving me this now? It's hard to get a good look at the contents in the dark. Ah! Why am I on auto? Doesn't seem to be anything important here. I think we can move on. Okay. We've looked through all the closets now.
So,
Did you find everything you needed?
Yeah.
Yeah, I did. Rolling pin that stack of extension cords. There's no doubting the relevance to this case. At least based on what I've investigated so far.
Anyway.
Ava, let's go upstairs and collect more testimonies.
where?
Finally. We'll do our... Can I look at the blood? I can look at the blood, alright. I noticed that earlier, but I did not get a chance to click on it. I know what I'm doing. There's dried blood on the floor. For some reason, it seems to be pooled right around this particular spot. Dried blood in the boiler room.
Eh?
You notice the blood in there?
Correct.
I noticed you noticing it.
I see.
So, who do you think left all this blood behind?
Focus.
Well, it can't be Wolfgang, can it? Considering the sort of injuries he sustained, it wouldn't make sense for him to have spilt a lot of blood.
There must be
Which
something.
means the only possibility we're left with is
What could it be?
the blood belongs to someone else? Yeah, exactly. Great detective work, guys. If I didn't notice the blood here, would you have pointed it out to me?
Eh?
I would have pointed it out to you. The roles were reversed. The way you'd know not that way you'd know not to step on it.
Right.
Sure, I pointed out.
Thanks.
This is a really weird partnership, I'm gonna be honest. Alright, we can go up here, and then we go to Wolfgang's room. Abe and I emerge from the basement, on the lookout for anything which could aid us in our investigation. Can this aid us in our investigation?
Eh?
Right in front of us, a flustered Eloise was huddling with her back to the wall. Standing next to her,
Yeah.
sup, you guys? Might want to lower your voices around here. Some stuff has happened.
What could it be?
Is something wrong?
Um,
Sorry, Eloise has had a frightening experience recently.
You think?
I think we all have.
No kidding.
Yeah, the scene downstairs was bad. I'm talking about something else. After Tozu left, we tried going inside Wolfgang's room to look for clues, but the moment we stepped in, she suddenly pounced on me. She? It's Grace, isn't she? She dragged me out and Desmond ran after us. I haven't been able to get my heart to stop beating so quickly since.
Huh?
Poor Eloise. Hold on, this she you're referring to.
Shit.
Yep, it's Grace. She's been guarding Wolfgang's dorm ever since she kicked us out. Grace was blocking access to Wolfgang's dorm? What the hell? Oh god. This is about to be an even worse day for Eloise. We can't let her bar us from entering his realm. Class trial could start at any moment. That's what I tried telling everyone else, but they pretty much gave up. Jen and Mark went down to the dining hall, Diana went to the laundry room, and Toshiko and Ingrid went to the courtyard. Eloise and I, though, we're not gonna let this slide. We got to get inside that dorm room. So we've been brainstorming other ways to approach Grace.
Think about it this
And
way.
we've landed on something. Performing a brief inquisition. Inquisition? Grace doesn't want to cooperate. We'll start badgering her with questions. Poke at her ego until she eventually retreats.
Safety first.
If you want, you can join us. Debater must be good at dishing out verbal beatdowns, yeah? I did come here to investigate Wolfgang's dorm, so I might as well. If that's the case,
I'm out.
I'll go to the dining hall and ask Jed and Mark for their testimonies.
Eh?
You're not coming along?
Where?
Grace isn't someone I'd like to be around right now. You three can handle her. Something tells me she's just afraid of her talent being mocked.
Right.
I mean, fair enough, she's the ultimate mathlete. Her talent did get mocked by basically everyone so far. No sweat. Have fun with Jet and Mark.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Ava left in the direction of the laundromat, clearly taking the long route to the dining hall. Should we approach Grace then?
Totally.
Yeah, let's not waste any time.
Okay.
Right, okay. Do you want to take the lead, Damon? Oh, sure. I feel like we should... I don't know how to explain this without visuals. We should grab, like, a trash can lid and use it as a shield and then just rush into the dorm. I hope that that's... Like, you know what I mean by that. I mean, it's a pretty easy thing, I'd say. I wasn't going to admit it to either of their faces, but their plan seemed pretty half-baked. Not because I was going to face off with Grace, but because she was too. How could a bumbling person like her be of any help in a verbal showdown? If anything, she'll probably just make us look uncoordinated. Guess I'll have to do most of the heavy lifting here. Since Grace is guarding Wolfgang's dorm, she should be right around the corner. Okay. I don't actually know where his dorm is. Oh. Hello, Grace. I'm going to fight you now. Don't you two yuppies get it? You're not coming in.
Don't get it mixed up.
Hang on, we're not here for that. Damon just wants to ask you a question.
Back off.
He isn't coming in either.
Jeez.
Why not? I need to investigate Wolfgang's dorm room.
Soybean.
Back off, Soybean. His room is none of your business. Except it is. I have to search his last known whereabouts, which includes his dorm room by default.
See that?
What if I said I've done the job for you?
Come again.
I said you've searched the room. High and low. Wanna know what I found? Nothing. For us to believe that, we need to see it ourselves.
Oi!
You think I'm lying?
Just saying.
There's a chance you could be, unfortunately. Think about it. You haven't given us any reason to believe you. Someone who's got nothing to hide wouldn't be acting so protective right now, you know? Gives the impression that there's something you really don't want us to see.
Anyway.
Also, couldn't this be considered breaking the rules? Tozu wants this game to be fair, but being prevented from searching every room doesn't seem very fair.
Don't test me.
Even if it isn't, what are you gonna do? I'll report it to Tozu. Huh?
You.
Makes sense.
Nice idea. What do you say we look for him now? Tozu agrees about this being sabotage. Might call Mara to help. Oi! It's not sabotage. Not hiding anything about the murder. Don't try to get me involved. Desmond never mentioned Wolfgang's murder. Think she got outed herself there.
Anyway.
Look, just let us into the room. If you're telling the truth, we'll drop our suspicions.
Gotta stay one step ahead.
The reality of the situation is, we've gotta invade Wolfgang's privacy if we want to know what happened to him. We would want the investigation to investigate our dorms if it were anyone else who died. Grace stood there silently, gritting her teeth. Then she stepped away from the door.
Okay.
Sweet. Thanks, Grace. A sigh of relief, we entered Wolfgang's dorm. I mean, it's not the most fair play, but if it's the only play they really have to use, at this moment it feels like that might have been kind of the only way to get it to work without basically having to physically harm her, I guess? Or like to basically have to knock her to the ground and go past her. So this was Wolfgang's dorm. While some of my expectations were correct, a lot about the room still surprises me. I anticipated the layout to resemble my dorms, and the decor reflecting his talent. What I didn't expect was how messy it is. Well, maybe not messy, just really casual. The room had clearly been well lived in.
Oi, you.
Don't move things around when you inspect them. I want to keep the room as is. To be honest, I'm not sure why I was even surprised. Alright. That does not look like any of the stuff Wolfgang was wearing. Clothes are scattered across the floor, including a familiar-looking woman's jacket. Nothing about them looked suspicious. Why is his tie? What is this? That does not look like ours. Wolfgang also had a pen-up calendar in his room. So, is this like... Is this Tozu? Like, is this supposed to be a younger Tozu or something? This is someone I would have been focusing on during a murder investigation. Like, what's with Tozu putting this in everyone's dorms? Oh, there's a teddy bear. I'm focused on all of the wrong things. A large toy bear adorned the bed. Something tells me this didn't belong in the room originally. Nothing? Alright. Close. Alright, that's both of them. Let's go for the... Not go for the drawers. We go for the drawers over here. We cannot. What can I look at? Really? It's just the people? It's kind of lame, but okay. We aren't here for that, my ass. Hey. Normally should be meeting my eyes. I know you suspect me. I can tell by the look on your face. But I don't know anything about his death. Be in the dark like everyone else, about a person she was so close to. Damn it. Get a grip on yourself, Damon. Grace can claim to know nothing about the murder, but what about everything before it?
Anyway,
So I heard a rumor you became Wolfgang's new bunk buddy. This room seems to confirm that. How was he this morning? Grumpy? Happy? Sick? They were planning to go to the game tournament, but he woke up with an ache in his stomach. He woke up sick? You're telling the truth, and Wolfgang planned to attend the tournament.
That's not it.
Why did he say the opposite yesterday? Admittedly, I'm also a little hesitant about attending. Not sure if I'll have the time for it. From what I remember, Wolfgang said he'd be too busy to attend the tournament. More like he wanted another round at the pachinko machine.
Watch and learn.
I would know. I interrogated him after breakfast.
no.
What? That's seriously what he wants?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah-huh. Which is why I told him, hey, no, let's do the tournament. It was a bit finicky at first, typical for a soybean, but he eventually caved. Wolfgang was a pachinko player? I'm not sure I can believe that. And again, some of the paraphernalia in the room looked neither golf nor law related.
Okay.
Alright, so based on what you're saying, Wolfgang agreed to attend the tournament yesterday. However, come this morning, Wolfgang remembered the pirate was attending, so he suggested I track down the guy and partner with him instead.
Right.
Right, because you need to bring a partner to the tournament. Wolfgang. He knew I was miffed about it. Smile said it all. But I walked out the door anyway.
Dumbass.
Wolfgang said he was too sick to get out of bed, so I walked away. Wolfgang really had been bedridden. How did he end up in the boiler room? Either he didn't come of his own volition, or he was never sick to begin with. By the looks of her face, I can tell Grace realized the same. With all that said, it wasn't like Wolfgang to hide anything. For a guy who's so gung-ho about honesty, you'd think he would confide in the person he's closest to. Did the letter I find inside his blazer pocket have something to do with it? Every time that I go into the thing, it's just like, oh yeah, you're going to avoid this bit of text for... I don't know why cunning linguist is, it's just like, oh no, that's a bad word. It's not. It's fine. I'll have to edit the stuff later on. At the bottom of the page, fragments of a message were still visible. Secret, 8:15 a.m. Close the door. Does this read a lot like a command? Only if those were legible, a lot could be gleaned from them. For example, the mention of a secret. Did the rest of the note elaborate on that? Or was the word alone enough to scare Wolfgang? Maybe he wanted to show grace from the information even he couldn't handle. Or maybe he simply didn't want her to know. Whatever the reason, Wolfgang Akira deliberately hid information from someone. Ironic, huh? Right, we got testimony. And let's talk to Eloise. Eloise was kneeling on the floor, sorting through Wolfgang's bedside ottoman, with a serious look on her face.
Hi.
Fair enough, yeah. I'll probably, if I remember, check it after stream. Hey, can we talk for a second?
Give me a moment.
Okay. She closed the ottoman and stood up, now wearing the same nervous expression she always did. Is there something wrong? I wanted to know your whereabouts during Wolfgang's murder. Oh, when the murder happened, I was with Desmond in the courtyard. The courtyard? Yes? You can ask Desmond to confirm if you're confused. No, I'm fine.
It's simple.
Let me just ask this. What were you doing during the blackout? Blackout? Yeah, you did experience it, right?
That's not...
No, I don't think there was ever a blackout. You were only alerted to the murder because of Tozzi's announcement.
I see.
So my theory was right. If Winona never experienced the blackout in the tree room, and Eloise never experienced the blackout in the courtyard, both those buildings must be connected to an entirely different power source. Alright. I mean, to be fair, I feel like I don't pick up on a lot of things that I should pick up on. What's up, Damon?
Hi.
Hey, I like that his intro to every time he talks to someone is just, hi. And like, whatever he's saying is just like, hey, can I check something with you? The voice line is just, hi. The most basic start of it. Hey, can you check something out for me?
Easy enough.
I'm in here or
That's not it.
in the boiler room. I found a taser gun in there.
Are you for real?
I can't tell if it's been fired or not. I don't think it has, but well, I know for sure because if I'm wrong, if this taser was used, it might be a clue. It might clue us into the nature of Wolfgang's death.
No kidding.
And what we're talking about is that big a deal, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, since you're skilled at using guns, I
All
figured...
good.
No sweat. I'll see it once I'm done here. Damon internally say it like a normal person. Hi. Thanks for the heads up, Damon. Well, that's all I could find. Why was Grace so antsy about people? That really is probably what's going through his head. It's just like, alright, you have to interact with people. Just walk up to this person. Alright. Say it like a normal person. Hi. Perfect. And then gets into the conversation. Why was Grace so antsy about people entering? There didn't seem to be anything suspicious lying around here. In any case, since I'm done here, I should head to the dining hall. Pretty sure that's where Ava said she was going. I feel like all of the more extrovert characters, like Jet or Kai or Cassidy, would, the moment he says it in like a somewhat normal way, it's just like, you got it, buddy. You did it. Way to go. You're getting better at saying hi. As soon as I entered the room, Abel walked over to me.
Hello.
Hello. I've just finished talking to everyone here. Anything important?
Rage.
Nothing important. I don't think I don't think Jet and Merc are taking this seriously. This might end like the moth trial, where only a couple people know what they're doing. Does she really think so? Well, the information definitely didn't bode well for me. I couldn't afford to be discouraged by it. Not unless I want to die in this game.
Focus.
I'll see if I can make those two talk.
Thanks.
Good luck. Alright. Mark has returned to his position by the equipment. He said the thing. Hey, Desmond and Eloise told me you planned the investigation. You planned to investigate Wolfgang's dorm. Grace isn't guarding it anymore, so you can go inside now. Let me guess. You don't want to investigate?
It's nothing.
I just came here to make sure my interface wasn't damaged. This investigation could spell the difference between life and death. Yes, priority was his stupid music equipment. Don't you think it looks suspicious, what you're doing?
What?
I heard people are already giving Grace the side-eye for being uncooperative. What might they say if they find out you've ditched the investigation?
Slow down.
Yo, hold on! Jet called us out to us from the other side of the room and ran over. Can't you see Broski isn't feeling well? Give the guy some
That's
space!
not important.
I don't care. I'm working on a time limit. Who are you to talk anyway? Judging by the whole look on Broski's face whenever you guys are together,
It's simple.
I have everyone here. I think you're you know the least about personal space. What? No way! Sure, Mark might not talk a whole lot, but if he wasn't having fun, do you really think he'd be hanging out so much?
Broski's always stick
Come on, Broski, back me up here! Silence. Time. Huh? What time did the murder happen?
That's
9:35 a.m. Check this. He pointed to the small digital clock on the top of the music pad. Huh?
that's
This is the time of the murder. It was like this when I came back here. I think the clock got screwed over by the blackout. So now it's frozen on whatever it was displaying before it lost power. Then that confirms my suspicions. The blackout and the assassination, by association, the destruction of the generator, occurred at the time of Wolfgang's murder. Never insult an alligator until after you've crossed its river. Yeah.
My man.
Why do I feel like he's gonna be like his like DJ music creator persona, whichever it is, whichever would be more accurate, is just gonna be insane. Like really take up that crocodile-ness. Is he a crocodile or an alligator? I don't know. Both. Just somewhere in that range. Nice going, bro. You hit the jackpot. Bet it's because I was here with you, huh? Sheesh. This was getting hard to watch. Yeah, speaking of hard to watch, let's go to the other side of this pairing. Zemirs, there's something funky about this place.
come again.
What? I don't know, man. Everything feels kinda off. Can't place why, though. It's been bugging the crap out of me. Sound like he just felt uncomfortable being here. I guess I can't blame him. With the turn things have taken, tension and excitement of the tournament was all but a distant memory. And this room was now a reminder Wolfgang died right under our noses. Right, who else are we talking to? Alright, looks like there's a few things in the back too, so we're gonna do those first. May as well skim the kitchen, just in case. Looking inside the cabinets, there didn't seem to be anything out of the ordinary. Except... Huh? The knife block. There's a knife missing from it. For a kitchen knife to go missing at the same time a knife is found floating in the boiler room water, that can't be a coincidence. Maybe it's not blood and it's supposed to be like jam or something. Cause, I mean, the blood in this game, it follows the Danganronpa tradition of pink blood. Also, I can imagine it might be in the culprit. There's desperation. Honestly, I can see that. Missing knife's been updated. Alright, let's look at the whiteboard. Cassie had clearly spent a lot of time doodling this. She must be upset that we didn't even finish a single round. First time people have gotten together and they're interrupted by a murder. Thinking back on it, the game tournament and the murder happened really close to each other. The former began at 9 AM, while the latter occurred at 9:30 AM. That's within the same hour. Taking another look at the whiteboard. Yeah, I can see why the killer chose to attack so soon. 8 potential witnesses, all situated in one place. 2 preoccupied with video games. To notice the world around them. There couldn't be a more perfect time to strike. Turn the timeline. Fancy one of them. For one reason, the culprit said, I was just so tired. 6 months. I mean, sleep deprivation definitely is a insanity-inducing thing. Shit. Why didn't Tozu fix the blackout himself? Is the maintenance of this place seriously our responsibility?
Not okay!
The fridge and pantry are restocked every day, though. Can't things just be consistent? Whining aside, he made a good point. Why didn't Tozu fix the blackout? Thinking back on his spiel from earlier. The tablet's information has been divulged in such a way that both the killer and the spotless have an equal chance of success. Did Tozu abstain from fixing the blackout because it was important to the killer? They could easily make their escape if no one could see anything.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, Damon, since you're here, I've been thinking really hard about those footsteps we heard.
Come again?
When we were in the storage closet?
No, seriously.
Yeah, they were soft, right? Like the person was wearing socks.
See.
Now that you mention it, it did sound like socks on the hard floor. Of all things to be right about, it had to be this.
Eh?
What do you mean?
Man.
I mean, why didn't the killer just wear shoes? Think about it, the sound of something like heels would be pretty distinct, right? Or what about sneakers? They get really squeaky on smooth surface. On smooth floor. And?
Don't say that.
What I'm saying is, you could totally figure out the shoe from the sound it makes. And if you know what kind of shoe the killer has on, you can just look for a person with matching pair. But socks? Anyone can be wearing socks. I feel like that would at least make it so it wasn't Jet. I have a feeling he would not take off his shoes if he wouldn't take off, like, his gloves or something. Or any other part of that outfit. The person probably removed their shoes for that reason.
This sucks.
Just our luck. I mean, to be fair, we already know that he was with Cass, so we'd kind of be off of that. Footsteps have been updated. Eh? Oh my, would you look at the time? I dare say we ought to get this trial started soon. How does 20 minutes from now sound? Great, great. Please continue the investigation until then. See you later. What? there's only 20 minutes until the trial?
Hang on.
Damon. Jeez. How does she keep scaring me? The investigation's almost over. We need to find the other three and hear their testimonies.
That's...
The other three?
As I was saying,
Toshiko, Ingrid, and Diana.
Jeez.
Alright, calm down. Desmond said they were in the courtyard, right?
I'm talking.
And Diana's in the laundry room. Then let's talk to Diana first, since the laundry room is in the same building. In the meantime, don't panic, okay?
Can't you see?
I'm not panicking. As she said that, she motioned for me to follow her to the door. Ava might deny it, but the anxiety which had been bubbling up inside her was clearly starting to boil over. Although with how fast my own heart was beating, I guess she's not alone. Alright, got the first thing that comes to mind is honestly, so this can't be happening. This can't be happening. Diana was standing with her back pressed against the wall, arms wrapped around herself in a tight embrace. She's in even worse shape than before. Diana, I need to ask you a question. Please, give me a moment. It's been kind of rough.
No.
The investigation is going to end really soon. We can't wait. Okay. Sorry. Where were you during the blackout? Oh, the blackout, right. Right before the body was discovered? I was just in my room, alone, doing my makeup. You don't have any makeup on, though. I was experimenting with new combinations, so I wiped it all off already.
I see.
So, you were alone in your room the entire morning? Yeah, I just wasn't feeling up to it.
Sorry.
I'm feeling a little sick all of a sudden. Do you mind if I go back to my dorm? I've asked all the questions I wanted to. Thanks. That's a bit suspicious, I'd say.
So,
Do you think she was acting weird at all?
That's...
No weirder than the others. Anyway, since Diana gave testimony, I can cross her off my list now. It's a pretty flimsy testimony. Which means the only two people I still need to speak to.
where?
I hope Ingrid and Toshiko are still in the courtyard. We won't know until we see for ourselves. Alright, let's go before this investigation ends. Are we sure we want to leave? Yes. The thumb. Toshiko and Ingrid had retreated under the bandstand at the center of the courtyard. The larger girl was comforting the smaller girl, who had completely hidden her face behind a fan.
Hello?
Hey, have either of you been investigating? I drank some water before I tried to do her voice. Investigating? Toshiko lowered her fan to reveal a pair of puffy eyes.
Unacceptable!
I don't know. What are you expecting me to do?
Seriously.
To look for clues? Clues?
Impossible!
How am I meant to do that? It's not like I've had to solve a murder before, you know? My hands have been a bit full, so no luck finding any clues. I can see why.
Moving on.
Okay, well, did you at least notice anything suspicious this morning? It could be a person acting odd or a strange sound. That's what most real-life testimonies talk about anyway.
Think this through.
A person acting odd. Maybe not at the time, but looking back, it definitely seems a little strange. Do you want to tell him, Toshiko? Okay. Fine. This morning I saw Wolfgang.
Huh?
When did you see him? in the dorm hallway on my way back from the pharmacy. The dorm hallway? Just as I was about to enter my room, I saw Wolfgang leave his. Oh, Wolfgang. What a coincidence running into each other like this. Are you already on your way to the tournament, Miss Kyura? It's rather early. Of course not. A professional like myself knows better than to attend some silly party. Right, my apologies. What about you? Are you going to the tournament? That's correct. I'm going to the tournament. I'm just heading to the laundry room right now. There's a batch of clothes I accidentally left behind in there.
That's...
Wolfgang said he was going to attend the tournament?
Strange.
Yesterday he told everyone he was too busy to attend.
Hmm.
I assumed he changed his mind. I had no reason to question him. I heard bits and pieces of their conversation when inside my dorm. The whole thing couldn't have lasted longer than a minute.
Bit complicated.
Toshiko and I are bunk buddies, by the way. Thought I'd mention that in case Stammen didn't know. Okay, thanks. Anyway, when I heard what Wolfie said, my first thought was leftover clothes. I didn't remember any leftover clothes. But I figured I must have misremembered. What with my aching head and all. Aching head? I was suffering a terrible headache this morning. Couldn't even see 2 steps in front of me, let alone get up from my bed. That's why I go into the pharmacy. I was hoping to procure some medicine for Ingrid. Not my proudest moment, I'll admit, but I knew I could trust Toshiko with the job.
So,
Do you know what time the interaction with Wolfgang happened? 10 past 8, I think.
How should I put it?
Then, the conversation happened just a little after the morning announcement. That I can tell you with confidence. Yes, 10 past would make sense. When the announcement initially played, I was just about to leave the pharmacy. And she was already inside the pharmacy by 8. So Wolfgang, he looked totally fine when you saw him?
sure.
Yes, nothing seemed awry. Doesn't that call into question what Grace told me earlier? Either Grace lied to me about Wolfgang calling in sick, or she was telling the truth. And Wolfgang just got outed as a liar. I can probably deduce an answer if I know what time Grace left Wolfgang's dorm. She left before 8:10, then she would have been out of the picture by the time Wolfgang made his move. Hence why she only remembers him in bed. However, if she left after 8:10, then she would have been there for Wolfgang's encounter with Toshiko, which means she lied about Wolfgang being bedridden during the period of time she was in the dorm. Funny how she never gave me a time. Toshiko's fetch quest. What else happened after Toshiko saw Wolfgang? That blackout sure gave us a spook. Toshiko and I decided to stay where we were until the lights turned on. Though we did watch you and your buddies pass by. You saw that?
How should I put it?
Heard it first, then took a peek. I would have said something, but I still wasn't feeling my usual self, so we watched you up until you went down those stairs. That must have been how you found the crime scene, right? Yeah, that's right.
Too much for me.
Such a terrible sight. I can't believe someone here may actually be behind it. Let's just hope we can solve it. Huh? That's... Alright everyone, that's time. Please drop whatever you're doing and proceed to the Tree of Ignorance. Don't make me wait too long, otherwise you'll be in for a shocking surprise. Poo-hoo-hoo. Get it? Because your trinkets can zap you. Anyway, just get a move on. It's time.
Fingers crossed.
You two, go on ahead. Toshiko and I'll catch up.
Listen to me.
Okay, let's go, Damon. Right. While waiting, can I just go play pachinko? That's a no. Eventually, everyone had shown up. So, how are you guys feeling?
It's me.
Words wouldn't do it justice.
Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty bad. I can tell how I feel. I can't tell how I feel when I don't even know what I feel. I'd rather we save the talk for the trial. A trial. In just a few moments' time, we were going to be down there. Down there in the trial room, fighting for survival, using only our words. Damn it, Damon. Get a grip already. Before the door of the tree opens, I need to ask Desmond if he has any new information about the taser gun.
Hi.
He said the thing. Way to go, buddy. Hey. Hey. His voice was steady, but his eyes kept darting around the room. Did you check the taser?
Right.
Right, I did. Any findings? Just one. The gun's blast doors were missing.
Huh?
Blast... what?
Eh?
All of a sudden, the ground... Oh no, not again. Hold on to something, everyone. The Tree of Knowledge, a symbol of sentience, intuition, and understanding, exists here only as a barren replica. The Tree of Ignorance emulates the wonder of nature, but does not achieve it. And justly so, for ignorance often aspires to be seen as wisdom. Damn it.
Shit.
Well, guess we gotta cut this conversation short. I'll explain everything during the trial. Let's not keep this goat guy waiting.
Holy!
Oh man, this is really happening? We're so screwed. We're totally gonna die.
It is how it is.
If you go in expecting to fail, chances are you will.
Game over, man! Game over!
I'm gonna think of failure even more because you said that.
Yours is.
Look at it this way. Who here are the cards more stacked against? 14 people working together to solve a murder, or one person trying to lead everyone else astray?
Are we ready?
If anyone is in for a struggle, it ain't the group of 14.
Do you think?
You make a good point. Statistically, the odds are in our favor here.
It'll be okay.
Exactly! Luck will be on our side.
No, it's not.
If luck was on our side, we wouldn't be in a killing game to start with. Can I say something first before we go?
Oh,
What is it? It's a message for the killer.
what did you say?
A message for the killer? The person who killed Wolfgang. Whoever you are, can you please step forward? Huh?
I want to help.
We don't have to do this class trial. If you can just find it in yourself to step forward and bring this whole thing to an end already, then please. Despite Diana's pleas, no one came forward.
Come on.
If someone's determined enough to commit murder, they won't back down because one person's pleas. Since we're on the subject, I also got a message for the killer.
Dumbass!
Don't forget that the punishment fits the crime, asshole. Enjoy the fucking death penalty. Grace spat out those words and then disappeared into the opening of the tree.
Can I go now?
Co-signed.
Slow down.
Yo, broski, what up? Why do I feel... Yeah, alright everyone, close your eyes and the killer raised their hand. We promise we won't look. I feel like there's a handful of students that if that was how it was said, they would actually raise their hands. It also sounds like something Cassidy would probably say. Jet, Cassidy, probably Jean. One by one, people began to follow suit. I guess if it's time to go. We knew where the stairs would take us and where the elevator after would deliver us. But everything beyond that was shrouded in uncertainty. There was no mock trial waiting for us, no Fox murder designed to waste our time with a stupid mystery. This was undoubtedly real. Come on, Timon. Get a hold of yourself already. Taking a deep breath, I approached the opening of the tree and descended into the darkness. It was the same. The same elevator, the same low churning of metal and echoing sound of clunky machinery. And yet something was different. Someone was gone. Someone who I never held in high regard, but who was still a person nonetheless. A person with feelings, a person with aspirations, a person with a family, a person who I will never hear speak again. Not a single word. Am I ready for this? Was what I did during the investigation the best I could have done? Will it be enough to carry me through this trial? Will it be enough to lead me to Wolfgang's killer? I won't know until I do it. Until I face this trial head on. There's no way I can place my faith in the other people here. There's no way they'll come to the correct conclusion. Our survival depends on me. The elevator began to slow, snapping me back to reality. I adjusted my tie and stood up tall, and when movement stopped completely, the doors in front of us opened.
Rise and shine.
Somebody call an ambulance. I think I've caught a case of deja vu.
Isn't this lovely?
It feels like only yesterday we were playing detective with a corpse of a crime scene. My, how insouciant and chipper so many of you used to be.
How interesting.
After all that, back and forth over a simple how-done-it mystery, I'm truly curious what today's trial will yield.
Yeah.
Just to remind myself, our names are on the podium, right? Eager to start, are we?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, to find your podium, just look for where your name is written.
The show must go on.
Come on now, hop to it. I'm so excited, I can barely wait a second longer. I really don't want to do this.
Oh, crud.
We gotta do as he says, though. Otherwise, the enforce relays might get mad. Knowing we're powerless to disobey Tozu, we began to disperse and locate our podium.
Hey.
It's okay, everyone. If we work together, we can do this.
We can't give up.
Right, guys? If we work together, we can solve this case. So, come on. Let's do this for Wolfgang. Although our words elicited nods from other students, the expressions on their faces told a different story. It was an expression I couldn't help but feel conflicted over. In a moment where I shouldn't have been focusing on my feelings. An expression of unmistakable fear. For days now, I've been angry over the mock trial. Angry at how many people resented me for telling the truth. How they twisted my words and assumed my intentions. I'm angry, but that didn't mean I wanted to be right. I would have been happy for reality to prove me wrong. For no one to buckle under the pressure of the killing game. But good endings like that only exist in stories. Reality was apathetic to what we wanted. And even the events of today proved we were at its mercy. So I stood there at my podium, conflicted. To think this tragedy could have been avoided had people just listened to me. But who was it that encouraged everyone to turn on me? Who was it that encouraged everyone to trust each other? If Wolfgang hadn't been so naive, if he just told people to protect themselves rather than each other, then maybe he would still be here. He even looks evil in his little death picture. Regardless, I can't let myself be consumed by the what-ifs. Although the others may have failed at preventing Wolfgang's murder, I, at the very least, can solve it. I'll uncover this killer. Let them face the consequences of their actions. I'll solve this case and survive. So, if you enjoyed the stream, hope to see you again, and goodbye!